In November 1970, a father and his two young daughters were hiking through a valley outside Bergen, Norway, a place locals had nicknamed Death Valley long before that day. What they found there was the burned body of a woman. Every label on her clothes had been cut out. Her fingerprints had been sanded off her fingertips. And more than 50 years later, nobody has ever learned her name. She's known only as the Isdal Woman, after Isdalen, the ice valley, where her body was discovered on November 29, 1970. The scene itself made almost no sense. Her body was found face down, positioned strangely among the rocks, surrounded by objects that seemed deliberately arranged. An umbrella, several bottles with the labels scraped off, jewelry, a watch. One investigator later described it as looking like some kind of ceremony had taken place. An autopsy found a combination of sleeping pills and carbon monoxide poisoning in her system, likely from a small fire beside her. Officially, the case was closed within weeks as a probable suicide, but almost immediately, that explanation started to fall apart. Police traced her movements across Norway in the months before her death and found she'd stayed in hotels under at least 8 different false names. Vanilla Lork, Claudia Tielt, Vera Jarl, and several others. Staff described her as quiet, reserved, and unusually careful. She paid only in cash. She frequently asked to change rooms. At one hotel, staff noticed she wiped down glasses and surfaces after eating, removing her own fingerprints as a matter of routine, not the behavior of an ordinary traveler in 1970. At Bergen's railway station, police recovered 2 suitcases she'd left in storage. Inside were wigs, disguises, and clothing. Again, every single tag removed. There was also a notepad filled with what looked like coded handwriting. Investigators eventually cracked the code and found it corresponded to dates and locations, mapping a trail of her movements across Europe. It told them everywhere she'd been. It told them nothing about who she was. Her dental work was unusual for Norway, the kind of gold crown work typically seen in the Far East, Southern Europe, or South America. Enamel analysis of her teeth, done decades later, suggested she'd spent her early childhood somewhere near the border of France and Germany. She spoke several languages fluently, but with an accent witnesses couldn't quite place. Bergen at the time wasn't just any Norwegian city. It was home to the country's largest naval base. And in 1970, a new missile system was being tested nearby. NATO and Warsaw Pact intelligence services were both known to be active in the region. Investigators quietly reopened the case as a possible espionage matter, a detail the public wasn't told at the time. That theory has never gone away. Some researchers believe she was a spy working for an Eastern Bloc intelligence agency. Others think she may have been affiliated with a completely different network altogether. Decades later, journalists uncovered a possible connection to a Swiss financier known for funding militant causes, raising the possibility she'd been used as a courier or intermediary in something far larger than one country's borders. None of it has ever been proven. DNA testing conducted in recent years has failed to produce a single database match anywhere in the world. No family has ever come forward. No government has ever acknowledged her. What makes the Isdal Woman's case different from most disappearances isn't just that nobody found her. It's that everything about her final months suggests she didn't want to be found. The fake names, the removed labels, the sanded fingerprints, the coded notes. Somebody trained her to disappear completely, or she trained herself. She was buried in Norway in a zinc coffin, specifically chosen to preserve her remains in case someone, someday, came forward to claim her. Nobody ever has. If someone spends months erasing every trace of who they are, and then dies in a valley that locals already called Death Valley, is that still a mystery, or is it exactly what she planned all along?